All right, so this is going to be a little bit different today. All right, so this is going to be a little bit different today. I had an old friend, Brooklyn Powell, ask me some questions for some homework thing. I think it's like a homework assignment or something. I don't know. I can't remember what she's doing, but she said, hey, can I ask you some questions for this project? And I said, yeah, that should be fun. And she came up with these questions. So I hate writing, and I talk to text. Talk to text is one step higher than actually typing. So I'm just gonna make a video, and sorry, Brooklyn, you are gonna do all the hard work. But and I'm just doing what I know how to do, which is making a video. And I'm killing two birds with one stone because I've been wanting to test this setup for a minute, and this is the perfect opportunity. So let's see, where are you? Oh my goodness, there you are. Okay, there you are. All right, so where were you born? I was born in Monterrey, Mexico. That is the one right below Texas, one of the three biggest cities. What was your first language? My first language was, of course, Spanish. How old were you when you began learning English? Well, actually, you would think that, like most immigrants, that I would learn in my teens or whatever, but actually, since a very young age, since the DVDs came out, I actually started picking up some one-liners from movies and all video games. Well, back then, you know, in the Super Nintendo, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, there was no translation on video games like there is today. Like there's like 20 to 60 different languages. So back then, there was no translation. Everything was in English. So through video games, I picked up a few words and you know, the meaning of some things here and there. So, you know, you'd be surprised how much the American culture influences the rest of the world by media, video games, you name it. So from an early age, I started picking it up. And then when I was, I want to say 5th grade and 6th grade, there was a special program for like if you had good grades, the school would put you in this program that would pay for you to take classes in English. So I had good grades back then, believe it or not. So I got the opportunity of taking those classes for 2 years. So that kind of gave me a head start. Little did I know we were going to move to the US. And that was a whole different ball game. So question number 4, how did you learn, at school or through other means? You know, that I guess that I just answered that question too. Kind of got a little head start when I was in Mexico. But then when coming to the US, I really had to learn. Number 5, do you think that English is harder language to learn? I think it's like, I don't know if you've seen that picture of it's a teacher, it's a monkey, and then there's an elephant and a fish and all the other animals, and then the teacher says, can we all okay, today's test is going to be climbing that tree. So it's like the only ones adapted well to climb the tree are the monkeys. So it's the same thing with the school system. The way they teach it, I don't think is the best way. It might work for some people, but some others learn just through experience, just to mingling with the people. The best way to learn, I'm not saying that is necessarily easy, but that's the best way to learn. I mean, it's going to be difficult, but you're going to learn it fast if you're continuously hanging out with the people that speak foreign language, you know. And a lot of people get lucky and you live in a little Mexico area of your city, or around people that speak another language, and you know, like Spanish, and you can pick it up. And I mean, we're talking about learning English, I guess, so it goes both ways. If yes, why? If no, why? I guess I answered both questions there. To me, it was easy because there was different ways for me to learn it, so I think it was easy for me to learn. How long did it take you to be considered proficient or fluent in English? I mean, I wouldn't say I'm proficient or fluent, but it's one of those things that it can take you as long as you want it to take you. I wanted to learn. My experience in Texas, there's a lot of Chicanos, a lot of people that speak both languages or that mix the languages, so you kind of understand. Everybody spoke Spanish, so it was easy to pick up the English, or if I didn't understand, someone would translate for me. But then when I moved to Alabama, then that's when it got difficult, because in Alabama, that's not English, that's something else, that's completely different. So I had to relearn all the slang. I had to relearn all the words, and that was interesting. That if anything, I would say that was the most difficult part. Picking it up in that environment, like, or when people say, like, when you're in school, kids are dumb and they're saying something, they're looking at you and then they laugh and you don't understand what they're saying, or someone is joking about something and you just don't get it and they make fun of you, and it's like, dude, it's not my fault, it's not my first language. That motivated me to learn, like, in those situations. So I think that's why I picked it up quick, because I was like, I don't want people to make fun of me, I want to know what's going on. So yeah, that was probably the most difficult thing, when people talk some variation of English and or slang or things that just don't translate to the other language. I think that's the most difficult part. So how has learning English been beneficial to you? Well, in every way, because let's say in my situation, being Mexican, being in that immigrant situation in Alabama, it's like, all right, so if you don't learn English, you go into the fields and you're working there till the day you die with backbreaking kinds of jobs. Or you can pick up English, learn how to wait tables or something more customer service oriented. Then you can get a better job, and therefore you can have a better life altogether, just by learning English, just by being able to communicate. Or you don't need help. You don't need to pay someone to translate for you. If you get pulled over, then you can actually communicate what's going on. And if you go to a hospital, like, I mean, living in this country, like, you gotta learn the language. And I think that's wherever you go, I mean, that's the first thing you should focus on, pick up English, like, learn English. What advice would you give to current future English learners? It's like, just learn it. Just let's see, to learn it, what advice would you give to current and future English learners? I mean, if you watch movies, turn on the subtitles. If you have the opportunity, practice it. Like for example, my mom, she knows English, but she's embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. It's like, it's gonna make your life better. And just think about it. Well, that's the first language you're gonna learn. Push yourself to learn other stuff. Like, when I used to work around Filipinos, it's like, dude, that's awesome. When I'm able to go to the Philippines, I can communicate. I can start a conversation. I can pick up things here and there. Huwag magalala, nandito na ako. Kumusta ka? Like, learn English, and then just think about it as a stepping stone, as a, hey, that's a way to start. But you gotta try. It's not gonna be easy, but I guess that's my advice, and I don't want to make this super long. So thanks for the opportunity, Brookelyn. I hope this helps, and I'm sure, I don't know if it'll help someone else out there, but yeah. I'm also starting a podcast. Let me know who I should have on. But anyway, catch you later.